Annabeth Chase is one of the main characters in the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. As a demigod of the wisdom and war goddess, Annabeth has demonstrated many abilities that she inherited from her mother. In this video, I'll be going through them all. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with Annabeth's general abilities. The first ability is ADHD and dyslexia. As a demigod, Annabeth naturally has these two abilities, and though they're normally classified as disabilities, they're actually good strengths for demigods. ADHD helps Annabeth in combat as it makes her more alert and aware of her surroundings. Dyslexia, on the other hand, helps Annabeth read languages like Greek instead of languages like English. The next ability Annabeth has is First Aid. Though she doesn't excel in it too much, it's revealed that Annabeth took a class in First Aid in camp, which helped her with her quest to the Mark of Athena. Morse code is another general ability that Annabeth has. Annabeth managed to communicate to the demigod Leo Valdez in the blood of Olympus just through Morse code, and she's the only member in the Argo 2 aside from Leo who knows how to speak it. Persuasion is the next ability. Annabeth is naturally persuasive and manipulative as she manages to trick monsters, gods, and mortals into what she wants by talking to them with the right words. This was especially seen in the Mark of Athena when Annabeth managed to lure Arachne into a trap just by speaking with Arachne. With this, let's go to Annabeth's combat abilities. The first one is Annabeth's fighting skills. As the head of the Athena cabin, Annabeth is pretty much a skilled fighter. She has trained in camp since she was 7 years old and has many experience when it comes to fighting. Annabeth can easily disarm someone in a fight and overpower her opponent. This was seen in moments like when she held off a bunch of creatures called Aryan and Tartarus despite being weaponless. She managed to defeat the giant Mimas alongside Piper McLean, and she even managed to hold her own against Enceladus with her mother Athena. Superhuman agility comes next. Annabeth is more agile than the average person, and it's seen when she managed to jump off great heights in adventures with Percy, and in The Last Olympian, she managed to grapple on a helicopter's railing while mid-air. The next ability is superhuman strength. Annabeth naturally has a lot of strength, especially in combat, thanks to her mother being a war goddess, and it's especially seen when she managed to physically hold the Titan Kronos to a standstill with just her knife, even if she was exhausted. Superhuman durability comes next. Despite falling from such a great height in her quest in the Mark of Athena, Annabeth only got a broken ankle as an injury, even if it could have hurt her more. Weapon proficiency is another ability Annabeth has. As a daughter of a war goddess, Annabeth can instinctively use any weapon that is given to her. Out of all the weapons though, Annabeth's signature one was a bronze dagger that the demigod son of Hermes named Castellan gave to her. If you want to know more about Annabeth's knife, you can check out another video on that, which is linked down below. Speaking of Annabeth's knife, Annabeth has trained with that knife since she arrived at Camp Half-Blood. From this training, she became a very skilled knife fighter, and has demonstrated the skill time and time again. Annabeth managed to be on the same level as a skilled fighter like Ethan Nakamura in The Last Olympian. Annabeth also managed to defeat many enemies with her knife, like when she killed one of the Furies in the bus and the Lightning Thief. We saw another encounter when Annabeth killed a Laestrygonian giant and a Stymphalian bird in the Sea of Monsters. Annabeth also fought the Titan Kronos in The Last Olympian and managed to hold her own against a weapon like Kronos' scythe. Percy even mentioned in this book that only the quickest and the most skilled knife fighter could have done what Annabeth did, which shows Annabeth's great skill in knife fighting. Aside from knife fighting, Annabeth is also said to be skilled in archery. Though not as highlighted as her knife skills, Annabeth is said to know how to wield a bow and arrow pretty well too. Swordsmanship is a skill that Annabeth has, which goes pretty much unnoticed by many people. This because Annabeth doesn't usually use swords as weapons, but nonetheless, she is still skilled in sword fighting. When she lost her dagger in Tartarus, Annabeth used a dragonbone sword as a new weapon, and she used this to fight the monsters near the elevator of the Doors of Death. From there, Annabeth also used it to fight Mimas and other monsters like Enceladus in the Blood of Olympus. And now, let's go to Annabeth's abilities more related to her intellect and knowledge. The first one is her genius intellect. As a daughter of a wisdom goddess, Annabeth is knowledgeable in many things like ancient Greek myths, which is pretty handy because these myths are real in her world. She was also the first child of Athena to uncover the mysteries of the Mark of Athena, which was a quest that no demigod came out alive from. Strategic skill is next. Athena is also the goddess of war strategy, and this makes Annabeth a natural tactician. She makes the plans of attack, and is seen when Annabeth uses Percy as bait for Clarisse during Capture the Flag and the Lightning Thief, wherein Clarisse was too busy fighting Percy to defend the Ares cabin's flag. This resulted in Luke and Annabeth's team winning, and it was thanks to Annabeth's plan. Annabeth also devised plans for the Battle of Manhattan in The Last Olympian, which helped their side win. She also made the plan to go undercover in the Blood of Olympus to get information on Gaia's plans, and overall, Annabeth is a great strategist. Architecture is another ability that Annabeth has. One interest that is prominent in Annabeth is that she wants to study architecture in college, even if she is skilled in it too. When Annabeth, Percy, and Grover arrive at the Gateway Arch and the Lightning Thief, Annabeth was there to give all the information about the place, as she admires its architecture, which shows her knowledge of it. A great feat of skill in architecture for Annabeth was when she managed to construct Mount Olympus after the Battle of Manhattan, and according to Apollo in the Hidden Oracle, she did it really well. Because Athena is also the goddess of craftsmanship, Annabeth is an expert technician. In the Demigod Diaries, Annabeth is seen supervising the construction of Mount Olympus to fulfill her design of it. In the Battle of the Labyrinth, Annabeth also managed to get the laptop of the genius inventor Daedalus, and she studied his work, which gave her even more knowledge, specifically about flying machines. With this, she was able to use it when she easily operated Rachel Dare's helicopter in The Last Olympian, despite not having any experience with it. In the Heroes of Olympus, Annabeth was the only one from the 7, aside from Leo, who knew how to operate the Argo II, which is like complex machinery. Under Athena's craftsmanship is another skill called weaving. This skill is seen in the Mark of Athena, wherein Annabeth's hands were moving so fast with weaving that it was like instinct to her, despite it being her first time. And that's all of Annabeth's abilities. Annabeth is a demigod who doesn't have as much flashy and over-the-top powers as children of the other gods do, but she is still powerful in her own way. She manages to keep the team together and save the day just by her intellect and strategies, which makes her a very strong character on her own. So, how about you? What's your favorite Annabeth ability? Let me know in the comments down below.